Okay, today we're going to check out what knife is in here. This is a Harnds. Which Harnds is it though? Let's get into this.
Please hold, please hold, please hold, please hold, please hold.
It's my pleasure to present Jimislash.
Alright, so I'm hanging around Amazon. You know how you do, click on one knife and there's another knife and you keep scrolling through. Well, I was looking at Harnds, or I was looking at budget knives, or maybe I was going through knives that I already bought. I think that may have been it. And I saw this knife. This knife just caught my eye. This is the Harnds Beak. And it's in this bright, what is it, what color was the micro bus? Chartreuse. There you go. Is that chartreuse? I hope it is. Anyway, it's bright green, yellowish green, super bright there. Check that out. Let's see if we can get a cover shot here. Focus. No, where's it at? All right, that's close enough. So let's get in this real quick. See what we got here. Now, the blade length is going to be quite a bit more than the actual blade, the edge, but we'll just go with all the steel here. So 1, 2, 3, 3.5 inches in length, but the actual cutting edge is considerably shorter at 1 to about 2 3/4 worth of cutting edge. Check that out. And that's 14C 28N. See? So it's got some different kind of steel on there. It's not the normal D2 or 8CR13 or what you're normally used to looking at. Now, it does have these adjustable thumb studs on here, which seems like, you know, just superfluous maybe, but it's not, because I'm going to change mine out. I think I need them in just a little bit in the middle of that hole there. So it's kind of cool that they're giving you that option. I'm going to probably adjust it just to give me just a little bit more upward movement there on my thumb explosion. The blade is really cool looking. I love different things. And the thing is, all this jimping up here makes sense. Even the jimping on this right here makes sense. We're going to talk about that in a second. But the blade is awesome. Now you figure, it's got that little beak on there, but you figure, let's just say you kind of had that normal blade there. Kind of like a normal Benchmade looking edge there. And then you get a little extra on that little beak there. The beak actually has a lot of purpose, and it actually helps out in cutting some different things. I'll show you that in a moment. All right, so let's get to the handle. Got this green, lime green G10 here. Got a, looks like a regular kind of, maybe a screwdriver pivot there. Is that right? No, that's the H. All right, so I gotta get better lighting on here. So it's like an H pivot there, the H on the pivot for Harnds, I'm guessing. And you gotta flip it over to the normal Torx pivot there. All right, there you go. Now it's got the Harnds version of the axis lock, which is pretty much the axis lock. No extra little doodads here to grab on that you can call it something else. This is straight up the axis locks. They just took that straight from Benchmade, so it's okay now because, you know, they lost that patent. All right, let's look in here. You got some is that partial liners in there? Yeah, it comes partially lined up here, which I think is due to the axis lock, of course. Open construction, which is nice. Now you got the barrels here. Is that right? Got these little backstop barrel thingies, I'm going to call them. Check that out. Open construction is always nice. So if you're using this and you get gunk stuck up into here, you can just get in there and clean it out with your little toothbrush or however you end up cleaning it. It does have an excellent lanyard hole there. With these bright colors, it's practically demanding something bright and shiny to go in there. Check that out. Left, right, tip up construction here. And the thing is, since it's an axis lock, that makes this truly, truly an ambidextrous knife. Now in hand, this feels kind of awkward at the handle here for me. And now I've got my son in here, and he's got considerably smaller hands than me. And he grabbed it right here, and he said he felt fine here. But the thing is, you got all this space between your front finger and the actual cutting edge. So when you're pressing out here, that far out, you're kind of losing a lot of leverage. Now that would be like a deal breaker for me if it wasn't for this awesome choil here, because this makes this knife amazing. And that makes all this jimping up here worthwhile, and it makes this jimping really, really meaningful if you're getting in there doing some whittling or fashioning arrows out of the femurs of your enemy. I don't know what you'd be doing with the femurs of your enemy, but you know, if you had to do something with it, making flea market statues, whatever you're doing with enemy femurs, this would help right here. Check that out. You got your thumb right there. It's just, I like this knife a lot. I really, really like this knife. I'm excited about this knife. Get this knife. If you're looking for a cool pocket knife that's a little bit different than, you know, let's say your regular straight black everyday pocket knife, this one's it. Now the steel is a little bit different, so you're gonna like the steel. You know, for the people who are tired of the D2, like I said, and not looking for more CRs and MOVs, this is really good, you know, different steel. We're gonna test it here in a second. I'm gonna show you how cutty this thing is. I already cut into some cardboard with this thing, and it's really, really amazing. It's just, I couldn't believe how it was just really awesome. Let me check. Let's just go ahead and jump into that part of it. So here we go. You can tell I did some work on this box here. So let's break open this box just a little bit so we can get you some cardboard pieces that haven't been mangled yet. Alright, here we go. So now watch this. Make sure you went over everything. Yeah. We'll do the clip here in a second, but look at this. Just watch how easy this thing cuts. This blade is so sharp, but it also, from here, is so much good leverage that I'm barely pushing through that. That's just the easiest thing ever. It's just amazing. It's very stabby. So if you like got to stab into something because of that beak on that thing, but look how easy it's cutting through it like it's paper. I'm not pushing that hard on this. Just right through this thing. Let's just keep going over here. Check this out. I'm just going to show you how easy it is to just, and that's through the label and everything. So it makes it a little bit tougher, but still, I'm just barely giving it any pressure whatsoever, and it's just cutting down. Just amazing. It's like cutting through butter. That's how sharp this thing is, and how awesome the ergonomics on that blade, or the usability on that edge. I don't know, it's just really nice, and I like the stab ability of, let's see if we can stab through 2 things of cardboard there. Yeah, not a problem. So just cutting through 2 is going to be a problem, but you get through the 2 and you're just like, let's go through all that. So it's very usable. It's not just kind of weird looking, but it's got a lot of good use in it. Now that being said, let's check out all the other stuff. Let's check out what the clip is going to feel like. So let's get the testing rag of death out here. The almost boogie-free testing rag. No, it's boogie-free. Let's check this out. All right, so that's just going to go in your pocket. Let's flip this around like so. So we're going to stick it, no, you're right. Let's just stick it in your pocket like this. And slips right in there. It's going to stay in your pocket. A little bit loose. It seemed like the other Harnds was a little bit loose. So you're not going to want to do a lot of praising Jesus, jumping up and down in church. You know, you're going to want to stay in your seat, maybe raise your hand, do your calmness from there. However, somebody goes for that offering plate, you're good to go. You're squared away right there. It is it's not a super tight clip, but you know, it's kind of up to you what you want to do with that clip at that point. So check that out. Should we weigh it? I don't know. Let's check out the scale here. We'll weigh it real quick. See how much we're dealing with here. All right, let's start in Europe. We're there already. 101 grams. That's not bad. So you're looking at 3.6 ounces, right? 3.56 ounces. That's not bad at all. That's, I mean, with the short blade and everything, that's not bad. just over 3.5 ounces of blade here, and just a really different kind of knife, but super useful, as you saw with the pushing. So I'm all for this Harnds. If you're looking for something that's budget and just a little bit different than maybe something else you have with the regular Kubis or your Civivis or your Ganzos, and it's got a just an interesting look to it and super useful, different ergonomics on this thing, where your thumb can get here, your thumb can get here with some good pushing. From here, I think if you have a smaller hand, it might make a little more sense. But my hand's just a little bit crowded, but I think right here is where it just really works as not a 3-finger knife, but you get that 4th finger in there, and it's all making sense. And your finger's really safe here. If you're gonna use this as a stabber, you know, back here is gonna be fine. So, what do y'all think? Is this something y'all like? The two, now just imagine if it's in black. I think they have it in black too, and different non-hippie colors, but I like the green, stands out a little bit, and it gives me an opportunity to put something weird and shiny back here. But imagine it in black. I don't know how to do that, but just imagine that's black. And would you like it then? Or is it just too weird with the weird hook on that thing? I like the beak. I like the hook. It kind of reminds me of the, what's that cold steel? The one we just looked at, the Black Talon. It's kind of got a little bit less extreme hook than the Black Talon, but it's headed that way. All right, I guess that's it. Let's see. 14C, 28N. Adjustable thumb stud. Excellent jimping, meaningful jimping on here. It's got that Axis lock on there. Green G10. Regular Torx on the pivot. So it's adjustable on the clip. Left-right adjustable. So it's really ambidextrous, truly ambidextrous. And excellent landing hole, should you decide to go that way and do what God intended. All right. Let me comment down there. Let me know what you think. I think that's it. Do you have any Harnds at the house? What do you think about Harnds? I've got like 3 or 4 of them now, and I'm really digging them. Gives you that really cool budget option there. I think that's it. I'll talk to you later.